Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 1968 MGB GT. Up front is a 1.8 liter inline 4 and down below is a 4-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here MGB for a couple of reasons, but mainly the fact that I've never reviewed an MG before. And so today that changes. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker pack I have available, as well as a big friggin' bottle sticker. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 1.8 liter under the hood. Well, it has a dual carb setup on it, that's part of the GT, and it's an overhead valve engine, meaning it's not an overhead cam engine. It's a rather old style, however, MG used this up until almost the 1980s. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. However, I love the carbureted 4-cylinder, and I'll talk about why in a second. Like I said, paired to a 4-speed manual, honestly shifts good, clutch is nice and light, has a very mechanical feel to it, and I like that. Last but not least, of course, the MGB GT is rear-wheel drive. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a bunch of gauges. I have fuel to the far left, then I have my tachometer, oil in the center, speedometer on the right, and coolant temperature to the far right. I do have climate controls, albeit very rudimentary. I have this hot and warm switch off to the left, and then I have a couple other buttons like this fan switch off to the right. By the gauge cluster, very, very interesting placement here by MGB, but hey, that's where it is. The steering wheel just says MG on it, which I really like. It definitely has this old sort of cafe style racer feel to it, with the little holes bored out of it, all of that stuff. Really, really great. On the door, I just have my crank for the window, and I do get a little smoker's window, which is very, very nice. Moving into the center, I have some plates designating the MGB of North America, a little tiny radio, my hazard lights, and other assorted knobs. In the center, I do have the shifter. It says MG up at the top, which I really, really like. Feels really good in my hands, and like I said, has a great shifting feel. And of course, the 1968 MGB GT does not have cup holders, so it fails the big friggin' bottle test. Now, the seats are nice and plush. This is something I wish I could upgrade on this MG. I wish it would hold me in just a little bit better. These are definitely very 60s seats. They remind me of that red interiored 65 Mustang that I reviewed. Very, very similar seats. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm showing too much skin. So I'm in the back. I don't know if this qualifies. I'm gonna try to put the seat up. I have to sit horizontally. I can't even sit up straight. I do get these windows that open. That's kind of nice, but not great for me. All right, so we're on the back of the MGB GT, and something I also wanted to note is that this is a fixed roof MG, which in my head I always think of convertibles, but you have this nice little clicker right here, pull it up, and you actually get a fair amount of space here in the back of the MGB. Those seats also go down so you can fold that flat. Nothing else to really talk about, but a ton of space for a little car like this. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I have been oogling over this car all day long. To me, this looks like a shrunken down Aston Martin DB5. If you look at it right and maybe squinting your eyes a little bit, or if you don't look directly at it, it looks like a DB5 to me. I feel like James Bond in this car. So let's get to my final thoughts here on the MGB GT. Well, first of all, the only thing I don't like about this car is the name. MGB GT. It sounds like in the 1960s England, you had to pay per letter you used. But now, I'm on a Pennsylvania back road. Yeah. Oh boy, am I James Bond. What I love most about this engine is that it's all carbureted. There's no computer in here. I am the ECU today. And there's something beautiful about that. I always compare these old carbureted engines to that of a wristwatch. There's all these little intricate parts. Every piece has a job to do, and they have to do it all together in order to get the car to work. And work this car does. Woo! Now you might be saying, Zach, modern cars have way more parts. Why don't you feel the same way? Well, they're all digitized. They change on the fly. They don't have to be as precise from the machine shop. There's cylinder deactivation. There's variable valve timing. No, these valves do one thing, and they'll do one thing forever. It's the same reason that I love listening to an orchestra live. You could see all the string players shoving their instruments under their chin and fiddling their heart out. You see the big tuba, who's obviously the coolest kid on the block. Everything has to work together. A modern car, yeah, sure, you get the same things. Good power, but that's like listening to that same orchestra on an iPod. And never once have I given an iPod a standing ovation. As funny as an image that might be, you just don't do that. This gets a standing ovation. So I do want to talk about MG a little bit. MG's history is very, very interesting. All British vehicles have an interesting history because of a company called British Leyland. British Leyland was an auto manufacturer that pretty much bought up all of Britain's vehicles. At one point, they made Triumphs, the MG's rival. That Austin Rover Mini that I drove, that was a British Leyland vehicle. It's the same thing that happened with AMC here in America. And then eventually it all phased out. MG is actually now owned by a Chinese company. They still make cars, but they're just regular commuter cars. They're not as special as this, man. I don't really know what's as special as this. Not much. And going off of that James Bond feeling, this car really is the Walter PPK of cars. Compact, but useful. It does the job in a small package. Does it have the power and precision of a Barrett 50 cal? No, but you don't always need that. This car isn't leaving me wanting more horsepower. What I really want is a cup of tea and a handgun. Yeah! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge, incredibly large thank you to Nigel and his father for letting me take out this car and live out my English fantasies just a little bit. Huge thank you to them. They're absolutely awesome. True collectors, and both of them are really down to earth. Today's been an amazing day, and one I certainly won't forget for quite some time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.